Hello, viewers. You are welcome to Koyeb Livestock Farm.
If you are new to this channel, please like, share, and tap the subscribe button to receive notifications anytime we download new videos. In this episode, we're going to share information about basic goat reproduction and breeding. The female goat is referred to as doe. So the does or the female, they reach puberty. Puberty implies the age at which the female becomes sexually mature. They reach puberty at age between 7 to 10 months or earlier, depends on the breed of the goat. The female goat should also be 60 to 75% adult weight before it can breed. The female goat can breed year round. Now, the lifespan of the goat ranges between 7 to 8 years if it is a heavy goat, a healthy goat. The female goat can breed to have 3 kid crops every 2 years. It means they breed 3 times in every 2 years. Most female goats are seasonal breeders. Short days signal the breeding season. They also use light and hormones to manipulate breeding seasons of a goat. The box presence or the female presence can also stimulate estrous cycle of a goat. That goats are seasonally polyestrous and then polyestrous. Polyestrous means that they can breed the whole year round. Some too can breed in a year according to a season. So goats in the cold climatic conditions, under the cold climatic conditions, some of them breed according to the season. But those within the tropical countries or the hot weather conditions, they breed year round. Within the year, they can breed numerous times. The female goat, they reach estrus. Estrus means coming on heat. Between 18 and 22 days. Estrus or standing heat lasts between 12 to 36 hours. They go into gestation or they carry pregnancy. They're pregnant approximately 150 days. That is for the dog or the female goats. What are some of the signs if a goat is on heat or they reach estrus? They show sign of tail wagging, be wagging the tail. Another characteristic which shows that a goat is on heat is a swelling vulva. You can identify that the swelling vaginal part looks swelling. It also exhibits mounting behavior. You see the female goat running and chasing other goats to mount. If the female goat is a lactating mother or is the one which is feeding babies, you see that there will be decrease in milk yield in the udder. All indications that the goat is on estrus or heat. The buck or the male goat is referred to as the buck. The buck reach puberty or they become sexually mature earlier than doe kids. The buck need to be castrated by 4 months old to prevent unwanted pregnancy. The buck also can be used as a head side at age at 8 to 10 months, but must limit number of doors or female must be limited to it. Well, the average goat in Africa, our normal West African dwarf and the Saharian long-legged, the average buck or male can serve about 25 females. So if it is young, immediately after puberty, between that age of 8 to 10 months, if you want to use it to cross the females, then you need to limit the number as it is the first time. Before the breeding season, a season for you to start breeding, you should make sure that you have a breed soundness examination, which you call BSE. The structural soundness of the buck, abnormalities in sex glands and other organs. You also need to ensure that the scrotal circumference of the male is between 26 to 36 centimeters, averagely before. And also take semen sample. In commercial farms, you conduct do sperm count. Breeding season. The season of breeding is determined by you, the farmer, when you want to breed. And also check the libido. These are some of the physical examinations. You need to define your own period time frame that you breed your goats. Breeding seasons typically last 60 to 90 days. Your breeding season should be determined by when you intend to market your animals, and then what is the best for your resources. Example, you need to consider the weather before you breed. Is the weather favorable? We know that goats doesn't like rain or water. So in our part of the world where we have just 2 seasons, we have rainy season and then dry season. So if you are breeding your goat, you need to determine, is it appropriate for me to breed in rainy season where the kids will be exposed to rain? You also need to determine availability of forage. The grass, the period where grass is very available, readily available for them to feed. You also need to determine breeding season. It also depends on how you manage, your ability to manage them, the financial resources or muscle that you have, how to manage them in terms of their immunization, deworming, how to roll out your health protocols. It is also determined by time available to you, the farmer. So you want to breed you want to breed and sell your animal in December if you are targeting the festive occasion. Then you need to breed, you need to factor in the number of months that the animals will get pregnant, that's the gestation period, and then the number of months that the children will win them. Weaning is the period at which the animal will stop breastfeeding and introduce to grass. That is the weaning. This period also takes about 3 months after birth. So you need to factor all these periods, take them into account before you breed. Breeding season, you also need to determine if you are targeting to sell your animals in the Christmas festivities, Easter festivities, or Islamic or Muslim festive days, you need to decide the time frame before you go into breeding. The gestation period of every goat is 150 days. So for a table, if you should breed in 1st January, then you must expect your kids to be due May 31st. If you breed in 1st February, your kids will be expected to be due in 1st July. If you breed in June, your kids are expected to be delivered 29th October. And on and on and on and on. If you should breed, do your breeding in 1st December, then you should expect your kids on 30th April. Pregnancy diagnosis. There are 3 methods by which we can determine or diagnose the pregnancy of a goat. We have visual observation. We have diagnosed through ultrasound and diagnosing through blood protein pregnancy test. By visual observation, after you have served them or mate them, you should expect that within a certain period, a sign of the goats getting pregnant. Ultrasound can be detected also after that 35 days. Typically, it has to be done by a veterinary officer. On the blood protein pregnancy determination, we use blood samples to determine pregnancy status. This can be done by you, the producer, in the farm. In diagnosing pregnancy onset or early, it enables producers to make culling decisions quicker and also make alternative breeding plans. So you, the farmer, you know that at this point, my goats will be pregnant. So within your flock, which of the goats are you to maintain in the flock or which are you to sell off? And that is the culling. It also allows you to make alternative breeding programs. Our third point is the breeding system. There are 3 types of breeding systems. We have inbreeding, line breeding, and crossbreeding. These are some of the breeding schemes that farmers or are introduced in farms. Inbreeding. Inbreeding implies mating of offspring or children and parents or siblings. Make sure that all these conditions are satisfied before you introduce that dog to females to ensure or embark on your breeding program. Mating of children, parents, or siblings of the same animal. This type of system can cause bad genetic traits to become more apparent. If there is a bad genetic within the goats, it will be passed on from one generation to other generation. Another system is line breeding. Line breeding implies mating of related animals but of less close relationship. Mating of related animals but they are of less close relationship. In the case of inbreeding, they are very close relationship. But in the case of line breeding, they are less close. Example, mating of cousin. The brother of a goat mating the sister, the other sister's child. That is an example. That's example that we can give here. And then the third one, which is crossbreeding, refers to mating of two animals from different genetic genotypes. Example, crossing a Boer goat with a Nubian goat. Or in Ghana, there are two types of goats. We have the West African dwarf and then the West African long-legged. The dwarf and the long-legged are all goats, but they are of different genotype. So crossing the dwarf with a long-legged. In all, before a farmer will breed, you need to determine your best goals or breeding strategy. If you have the intention of breeding to ensure rapid growth of your kids to sell them as meat goats, then crossbreeding is good and excellent. But line breeding may be moderate at best. If you intend to ensure uniform kid crop for them to look similar, uniform kid crop, then with line breeding, good choices in selection, then you need to ensure line breeding. First, here comes to the end of our information. That is basic reproduction in goat and breeding system. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please drop it in the comment column. Or if you also have any information that will help us, you also need to share it. Thank you very much and see you once again.